Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Take a look at my sweater. It barely fits, but there's like the Santa head and then a Santa body, but my face is also here. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be like wearing this in front of my head so I'm actually like Santa or what's going on. It might be a bit of a design flaw. I don't know. But it's Christmassy nonetheless. You thought I didn't celebrate any Christmassy stuff because I don't have anything behind here. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I never put up any Christmas things. I have a tree out in the other room there, but you can't really see it, so it doesn't really do the whole ambiance justice. I don't know. Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody. I got my snowman right here with me. And today, what are we going to be talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about why Yuta is a way better MC than Itadori could ever dream to be. That is very subjective, okay? It's maybe some of my true thoughts, but information-based video only, okay? This isn't like, this isn't like he really is. This is like, if we're looking at a shonen viewpoint, this is what's right. To start off, we have Itadori. Poor Itadori, who's just not a shonen MC. So throughout the entire story, we have been seeing time and time again how Gege treats Itadori, just profusely beating him down and beating him down. Bro dies in like the first couple episodes. This whole Shibuya arc, he has witnessed like the mass killing of just like what was like an entire like 500-meter square radius or something got just completely obliterated in front of his own eyes. He's what else has he done? He's just massacred people because when Sukuna takes over, he can't control his body, and Itadori puts it on himself that it's his fault for Sukuna's doing. That's just what, like two or three things that I've named there. It just exudes the aura of not a shonen MC. Whereas we move over to Yuta, special grade sorcerer. And with Itadori, there's no confirmation whether he's a first or a second. People believe that he's now surpassed what it means to become a second grade sorcerer, and he's moved on to first grade sorcerer. So there's no like definitive of where he's at. Then you've got Yuta, who is just, he's him, bro. He pieced up Geto, like nobody's business. Bro is able to use like all forms of cursed things, like cursed speech, cursed items. He's got a cursed spirit. He's built for the MC role. And then you move back over to Itadori, who couldn't even beat Choso in a fight. No hate to my boy Choso. I love him. I love Choso. He's the GOAT. But Itadori just hasn't fulfilled that role of a shonen MC. We never see Itadori truly filling the role of an MC. We saw the Mahito fight. He needed help from Todo. He needed help from Nobara. He needed help from Nanami. I love Itadori, but he's not an MC that can do it all by himself. And I'd say that is probably one of the prime reasons of why people believe that Yuta fits the role of an MC better. For example, spoiler alert, during the Culling Games arc, Yuta pulls up on special grade cursed spirits and sorcerers like nobody's business, runs it up on all three of them alone, might I add. No help from anybody else. As I was editing this, I realized that it was actually 4, and I just completely forgot about one of them because he got off-screened. A special grade sorcerer who had came back from the past got off-screened by Yuta. So just to put that into perspective, except for a bit of Rika, if you can count that as help, because Rika's kind of a part of him now that Rika has ascended beyond the means of being a cursed spirit. The shell of like the cursed spirit itself sticks with Yuta now that her soul is at rest, might I add. And don't even get me started on like Gojo and stuff. Like everybody else is just miles better than Itadori in all aspects, and it's really sad to see. But I feel like that's what makes Itadori an even better MC, because you have all these guys excelling around you. It almost makes it like you can put yourself into his shoes, because I'm sure many of you have struggled with like what it means to have others around you excelling and getting better at what they're going through and breaking off into different paths, whereas you're stuck here and you keep having setback after setback after setback, and things just never look up for you. And Itadori encapsulates almost what it means to be a human, whereas you have characters like Yuta and Gojo who are just so like beyond the limits of comprehension that us like, normal people that don't have, cursed powers can't really resonate with them. We can't get a genuine understanding of what it means to be like them. Though we can see it wrote about, like how we saw Yuta struggles with having Rika as his cursed spirit following him and stuff, but none of us can relate to that, whereas Itadori is a much more relatable character in all aspects. Apart from having Sukuna inside of us, but some of you might want that. But Itadori is a much more relatable character. He's one of the shonen MCs that you're like, I can understand why he's reacting the way he's reacting. So overall, this was a bit of a ramble, if I'm being honest. But people say that Yuta is a much better MC because he fits the shonen role a whole lot better. Ow, my finger. Ow. Because he has that strength and he's overcome that little bit of atrocity that happened to him with Rika passing away and her becoming his cursed spirit without him really even knowing it. And he's went through the trials of taking down Geto, and he is where he's at today. Whereas Itadori, initially, right off rip, lost a family member, made a friend, watched the friend get turned into a cursed spirit in front of him, couldn't even get revenge for his friend, died to Sukuna, came back to life, fought some other cursed spirits that just so happened to be his brothers now that we know he killed his brothers, fought his brother again, almost died to his brother, watched Nanami die in front of him, watched Nobara almost die in front of him, watched Todo get his arm chopped off in front of him, and finally gets his revenge on Mahito. But that doesn't even begin to cover who he has to really take down, which is Sukuna and Kenjaku. So it's like, this dude just does not fit the role of an MC in any way, shape, or form. His strength is strong for an average human, but he hasn't had a true awakening. He's understood the Black Flash, but he hasn't had any crazy awakening with like a cursed technique or like domain expansion or anything crazy. So he's really behind in that aspect. Whereas you have this guy, Yuta, who has surpassed a minimal amount of trials and gained a tremendous amount of strength and has a cursed technique, has reverse curse technique, can do a domain expansion, has pretty much everything that you're looking for when it comes to a special great sorcerer, but he's not the MC. Yuji is. And Yuji is just this weakling. So it's like, it's perfectly understandable through each viewpoint of whether you think that Yuta should be the MC because he fits the role of a shonen main character the best, or Yuji because you can genuinely see yourself in his shoes. If you really think about it, he's the only one that you could be like, I truly can get why he reacted that way, or like what's going on with him, and like why he desires strength, but he can't get the strength without the training, but he doesn't have the proper time to train because more and more things happen. It's like a two sides of the same coin. It's completely understandable if you view Yuta being the MC, but it's also completely logical that Yuji is the MC and fills the MC role to some degree more than others. So overall, I want to know your thoughts. Based on like what I've provided here, do you think that Itadori is fulfilling the role of a shonen MC as great as Yuta could potentially fill it? Or do you think that Yuta would be a whole lot better of a choice for an MC instead of Itadori? Personally, I sit right on the fence in the middle because I love a strong MC like Yuta, but it's always nice to have an MC where you can like somewhat relate to him. You can't really relate to his experiences, but like you understand like the dread and sorrow that he goes through, and you can see why he reacts the way he does. Whereas if you have someone who's just completely overpowered, they don't really run into those types of decisions as often as someone who is weak. So based on all of that, where do you sit? Are you a Yuta for MC, Itadori for MC, or maybe you're right in between like me? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas tomorrow if you celebrate. If not, happy holidays. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Maybe leave a like. Someone keeps texting me. Please check out all my other socials. They're all up here. And I just posted a new Instagram picture for the first time in a year if you want to go check that out. All right, I love you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. Oh ho ho, and I will see you in the next video.